Romans built a rectangular building with two apses, one on each end. The apses were used for courts of law. That's where they would hold trials. The entrance would be along one of the long walls. And one of the unique features of the basilica was that they went up 2 stories in the center so that they could allow more light to flood the center aisle. The Romans built for function, as opposed to the Greeks, who really built for the form of the building. When the Christians were recognized and no longer persecuted, the first buildings that they built for their houses of worship were basilicas. That was because they were the most familiar with these basilicas. If you look at the ceiling in this one, it has what would be called a coffered ceiling, which would closely resemble a Roman basilica where they had beams going across the top that were made from trees that would support the ceiling. So in these churches, the ceiling got a little more ornate as time went on. And then a lot of churches, for example, Corpus Christi Church is also a Romanesque basilica, but what they did there, it evolved and they put a barrel vaulted ceiling in it. But it still follows the line of the basilica. And it's interesting because as you move down through the nave, the columns that support the clerestory almost draw you forward. So the nave is like a path, your path of life. And you're trying to achieve salvation, and salvation is represented by the sanctuary, which is separated from the nave by a triumphal arch. Let's see, some other basilicas in Buffalo. St. Luke's Mission of Mercy on Sycamore and Oberlin. St. Gerard on Bailey and Delavan. Unfortunately, St. Gerard is closed. And then St. Francis, really the Art Center, are really the only 3 truly basilica-style churches that follow the Roman form in Buffalo. Okay. The front of the building, or the portico, has 3 entrances supported on 3 columns. And it's interesting if you'll note that in the capitals of the columns are the evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Instead of a steeple, the church has a campanile. A campanile is, in essence, it's separate from the building. Well, it's really attached to the building, but it's not like what a steeple that we would think of. This one is built of brick, and the brick does have some iron deposits in it. They put little iron fiber, or not fibers, but powder in it, to give it that reddish color and to give it almost a texture to it.